Hi everyone, welcome back to Amazing Women's World. In this video I've come up with the festive collection of making this freehand embroidery pattern. Let's get into the project. I'll be using this half white folded into two layers. Mark neckline measurements. Here I'd be marking U-shaped neckline. This is the very basic pattern in the freehand embroidery motion. The technique is called as darning stitch. For this fabric towards the wrong side, you have to stick interfacing as per the required design. Here I'd be marking till the chest line of 12 inches. I'm preparing the yoke pattern. For the neckline, you have to leave the seaming elements of 1/4 inch. And in the center, I'd be designing. And from here, mark towards the neckline. The same also follow towards another side, and away from that line I would be marking the lines of leaving the gap of 1 centimeter. Draw all vertical lines. This darning technique is a special technique to fill the flowers or the leaves or any other pattern using zigzag or the straight stitch, which you can also use normal sewing machines. So using these two stitches, that is the straight stitch or the zigzag stitch, you can do the darning on any normal sewing machine. See, the markings would look like this, and in the center I'd be marking freehand design. If you don't know how to draft this design, these designs also available in the market. Just trace in the center and do start embroidery. If you are doing freehand drawing, then ensure to maintain equal gaps and the equal shapes. Use the invisible marker for drawing, or else it will leave the stains. So for this stitch, I'll be using the zigzag stitch with different stitch lengths. These designs will look simple and give the charming look. Following the same pattern, you can also design your blouse, crop tops, lehenga blouses. This pattern is also called as corporate patterns, which you can use for the office wear. It looks simple, but it gives the stylish look. Done with the designing part. So ready to know how to use this machine. The first basic thing is, near the bobbin case you'd find one lever which is called as feed dog lever, which is just adjacent to this bobbin case. So for any freehand embroidery, we have to pull this lever to another side. That means we are keeping away the feed dog aside. This will help the fabric to move flexibly. See, this is the feed dog. On the top it would look like this. Pull the lever to another side. You can see the feed dog has moved down. Now it's time to go for the selector. The thread adjustment should be in 0 and 1 for the usage of silk or zari threads. Now using the selector C, which is zigzag stitch, and the length is in SS. This is for Usha Vanda stitch, and if you are using the normal machines, keep away the feed dog as I said. Make the thread adjustment between 0 and 1 and also decrease your stitch length. Thread by using pink silk thread. Place it on the spool, insert in the needle, and I also winded the same thread in the bobbin. Using this single stitch with the different stitch length will create this design. Also remove this footer fixer, unscrewing and remove it. Now you can see here only the needle with the thread. No other things will be visible. Now let's start designing to fill these flowers. Hold the needle string firmly and just insert like this and pull the bobbin thread out from where you want to start this design. Now you can see the two strings, which is the first one is the needle one and the second one is the bobbin. Now hold these two strings firmly and start designing. See, the main thing you should remember is you have to sew at your low speed and just move the fabric according to the design. Nothing more than that. Just start filling. Give 5-6 stitch line. Trim that extra strings and move the fabric according to the design, and please do not hurt yourself. You should be cautious when you are doing this design. That means the darning stitch. The darning stitch is the darling stitch. Gives a nice texture to any design until and unless you won't hurt yourself. This designing can be done in few minutes, for which you need lot of practice and having patience. Guys, remember, this design won't come in one day. You need lots and lots of practice. Don't try this on pretty fabrics if you are learning. Firstly, learn it on scrap. If you are confident, then go ahead. See how beautifully it's been designing. Insert the needle, pull the bobbin thread out, hold it, start designing. Do not do this in hurry-burry. Sew at your low speed. Just hold the strings and move the fabric accordingly to the design. Once you have given few stitches, then trim off the strings. Fill all the flowers using the same technique. We use that feed dog drop because to move the fabric flexibly as per the design. So you have given the forward stitch of zigzag, and if you want to end up this design, again has to come back on this design accordingly, then few more back stitches, then trim it. If you think the design is not filled properly, you can also follow the same technique. Give the back stitch of zigzag, run on the same stitch accordingly without leaving any gaps. Now I'll fill the center of the flower with the yellow silk thread using the same technique which I have filled the flower. Follow the same technique and fill the flowers as I have shown. Now it's time to fill the leaves. Change the color into green. Use the same stitch with the stitch length and move the fabric according to the design. You should start in one direction till you finish the design, and if you still feel it's not completed or having any gaps, give the back stitch in the same direction and complete the pattern. Do not stitch randomly. Follow the technique neatness and finishings. Concentrate on the pattern. Fill all the leaves with the green color. Now I'll be using this zari thread winded in the bobbin with the seam stitch zigzag, seam stitch length SS and the thread adjustment on 0. Place the zari thread on the spool and insert in the needle. Now pull the feed dot in the normal position and place the standard footer. Start sewing around the neckline. Now I'll decrease the stitch length using the same zigzag stitch. I'll fill the stems with the zari thread and also in the center of the flower I'll fill it with the zari. See, you have to move the fabric according to the design. These circular and curvy patterns, you have to do lot of practice to get the perfect shapes. It's simple. Stitch on the design with the zigzag stitch and come again on the same design with the back stitch to lock it. Now decorating the border lines with the zari thread, that means on the waistline. See, done with the center designing, and now I'll sew on these lines using this silk thread on either sides of this pattern. I've just decreased the stitch length. Like this, also give stitch lengths of different colors. This would be the one of best festive collection. Wanna have different stylish looks. Spread your love with your dear ones. Try this for your loved ones that love to wear it. See, I'm done with this pattern. Trim off all the extra threads and the final finishings. You can see how beautifully it's been designed with the simple zigzag stitch. Try, like and share it. Having any doubts, do write to me in the comment section just below the description box. Subscribe to watch more videos of latest fashions and trends. Thank you so much for watching. Meet you with another interesting video. Bye for now.